So, welcome to today's class. Welcome to a new week. So, today we are going to be talking about, we are still on the HTML part of web development, but we are going to be building on what we've learned so far. So, I think in our previous class, I introduced the header element from H1 to H6, the horizontal row, then the paragraph element as well. I also introduced the line break tag, which is this particular element you are seeing here, this BRO. And I said it's a self-enclosing tag that doesn't require a closing tag. So the opening tag is all that you need. And anywhere you put the line break element before a particular text, it automatically starts a new line. So today I'll be talking about how to make your text italics. You know, there are different ways of formatting your web page or your web document. Let me give you an instance. Most of us here, I think you are familiar with Microsoft Office. There are some portion of your Microsoft Office documents that you want to make bold. There are some portion that you want to make italics. Then there are also some portion of your document that you want to underline. But for today's class, we'll be focusing on italicizing text and making your text bold. So we'll continue with the source code we've been using so far. So let's say, so let me start a new paragraph here. And, let me just, my name is, it could be anything, but let's just use this for illustration purpose. My name is Odara Raphael. Then what else? I'm a tech enthusiast. Okay, let's say I want to make this the Odara Raphael, which is my name, bold. There are two ways of doing it. The older method of doing it is using the I tag, that is I, this stands for italics. Let's say we want to make this Odara Raphael italicized now, like we want it to, the text to be in a slanted format. There are two ways of doing it. The first way of doing it is to use this particular, I'm going to show you two ways of doing it, but just pay attention and I'll tell you the difference between them and why you have to, and which of them is better for you to use. So the first thing you have to do now is, so don't forget, to italicize text, it is not a self-enclosing tag, meaning it requires an opening tag and as well a closing tag. So I'll make this I here, and what I'll do next is, don't forget, the difference between a closing tag and an opening tag is that the closing tag has a / after the opening angle bracket. So I'll make this I here. And right now I'm making only the name, the Odara Raphael, which is my name. I want to make it italicized. So that's why I'm enclosing it in between the italics tag, which is the I tag. Yes. So don't forget, for you, the changes to take effect, you have to save. So I'll save this. Then let me right click on this and let me open in browser. So let's wait. So what you can see here is that you can see the way the Odara Raphael is styled, the way it is written is different from my name is. You can see here, it is upright. My name is, it's upright. Why which is my name, the Odara Raphael, it is in italic format. Why? Because I use the italics tag. That's how you want to make your text italics. I could make the entire paragraph here italicized, but most times it's not always like that. So anytime you want to make a text italicized, even if it's your entire document or you just want a portion of your document, you use the I tag to do that. So the other method of doing it, instead of using the I tag, you use the emphasis tag, which is EM. So I'll replace the opening I tag with EM. So take note, it will still give me the same results. It's just that the EM with HTML5, HTML5 is the current version of HTML. With the emphasis tag, you are telling your browser or any web browser that is rendering the web page that it should place emphasis on the name, which is Odara Raphael in this case. So you could use either of them, either you are using the I tag or you are using the emphasis tag, but very soon, I think the browser or web development will no longer be in support of the I tag. That means it will be deprecated. So what you just have to do is that, in as much as I tag and the emphasis tag still work, but it's better you stick with the emphasis tag, which is this EM. So let me save this document and let me reload the web page, and you see that it will give me the same thing. So I'll refresh, it gave me the same thing. So is that you're using the I for italics tag, or you're using the emphasis tag, EM, for emphasis, meaning to emphasize. So it made, for example, now this paragraph, my name is Lara, I'm a tech enthusiast. Once you are reading through, the name, it makes it stand out. If you want to make somebody to pay attention to a particular text, you just have to, there are different ways of doing it. Either you are using the italic tag or you are making it bold. So I've shown you two ways of making your text to be in italic form. So it's either you are using the emphasis tag or you are using the italicized tag, which is the I tag. So the other thing I'm going to be teaching you guys today is how to make your text appear in bold. Like if you want to make a piece of text or some portion of your text bold. So I'll also show you two ways of doing it. So I'll just copy this paragraph here. So let me just add a new one here. So I'll remove this. As well, I'll remove this. So let me save. Before I make the text bold, so let me just reload to make sure that we are in order. So I've already made my name to be in italicized format. Right now, I want to also make the name to be in bold format. So what I'll do now, I'll return back to my text editor here. So the two ways of doing it, one is either you are using the B tag or you are using the strong tag. So the first method, I'll show you the first method. Bold, B here stand for bold. So another method now, so I'll close this and I'll make this B. I'll save this. So I'm applying the bold element or the bold tag to my name. So I'm enclosing my name in between the bold tag. So what I'll do now, I'll save this page, I'll save the document, then I'll reload. As you can see here, my name is Odara Rafe. See, the thing is that you see all those complex websites you are seeing, when they open some websites for you, the source code, you see that it has a lot of code. These are the building block. Just take any web page after this class, then right click on the web page, then in this case, then click on view page source, for instance. All the complex thing you are seeing, everything you are seeing, like these are the building block. Yes, it's just that the codes are more. These are the building block. Let's say you have a long piece of text, some portion of your text are in italicized format, some are in bold, some are in different formats. These are the building block. So that's why I'm introducing each and every one of them little by little, so that when they give you a project or you have an assignment to do a complex web page, you will not be overwhelmed when you see the particular project you are going to do. Rather, you already know how to break it down bit by bit, and you already know what to do. So the first method of making your text bold, I said that you are using the B tag, and then the second method is you are using the strong tag. So what you just need to do is type strong, S-T-R-O-N-G, then another one here for the closing tag. Then I'll save this. Then let me go back to my web page here and let me refresh. You see that it still gives me the same result. So there are two methods of doing it. The reason why I left it is because one thing about tech is that sometimes, in fact, most times, you usually have changes, and they try as much as possible to improve on the way of doing things and to make sure that we have efficient method of writing code. So it's for the emphasis tag, yeah, instead of using the I, which is for italics, the newer method of doing that is using the emphasis tag, meaning to tell your browser that place emphasis on this name, which is Odarafe in this case. Then instead of to make your text bold, instead of using the B tag with HTML5, and as time goes on, the recent method and the newest method of doing it is to use the strong tag. So it's like you're using the strong tag to make your text bold, or you're using the emphasis tag to make your text to be in italicized format. Yes. So I don't want to make this class too long. So what you have to do, practice on what I've taught you so far. So by the end of the week, let me just give you a hint. I'm going to give you guys like your CV, your personal CV. In case you don't have a CV, please try as much as possible to craft out one. So this is what we are going to be doing. So let me just look for a CV online and let me show you guys something. I don't know, network. So let me just look for a picture of a CV. I'm coming. Let me just look for an image. Yes. So what we are going to be doing is that I'll give you something like this. No, this one is too simple. I'll give you something like this, or I could say something like this. So what you're going to do is that you're going to use all the knowledge you've gathered from HTML. This time around, we have not started CSS, so I won't want to make you to go and be stressing yourself to be looking for the colors to use to style it. From now, we are not going to touch anything concerning styling it, like giving it color and different typography and the rest. So this is just, you can do this with just plain HTML. So everything you've learned so far, let me see if the sample is here. So you are going to have something like this here, like this CV, that's Mark Smith. On the left-hand side, you have the contact and the reference and the interest. On the right-hand side, you have the profile. So everything you are seeing here on this page, you are going to use HTML to do everything. So basically, this is a heading, this is a paragraph, or you can increase the font size. This is a paragraph with another font size. There's a space here. There's a career here with a rule. So I taught you guys horizontal rule. I'm just giving you hints. So you are going to construct everything I've taught you. You are going to use everything I've taught you using all the P tag, the bold, the text that will be in bold, everything. You are going to do everything. You are going to construct everything using. So it will be your own personal CV. I'm not going to give you my CV. You use your CV. So in case you don't have a CV yet, please try and get one. If not for the sake of this class, but at least just imagine somebody have a job offer or somebody want to like fix you up with a gig and the rest, and they tell you, send me your CV, and you now be looking at somebody and you say, I don't have a CV. Please don't even make that mistake. You are supposed to have a CV. If you are above 7 years or 8 years, are supposed to have a CV. Please, your CV might not be too complex, but just make sure you have a CV. Even if your CV just have only your primary, secondary, and anything at all, even the basic work experience you have, even this 300 days of code bootcamp you are doing is also a work experience. Why? Because you are learning. So make sure you draft out your CV and you are going to use HTML. You are not using CSS. So after teaching you guys CSS, you will now use CSS to style it, to make your CV more beautiful if you want to. But modern CV these days is just black and white. They don't need you to be styling it and to be doing all the badass design, you understand? So I'm just giving you a hint on what you're going to be doing by the end of this week. So construct your CV, draft your CV, and you apply everything. You see that this web page is not complex. You could do everything here with what I've taught you guys so far. So these are the building block of. So when you see a complex website, you can be like, these are how they go about it. You just take the whole website and you start building each unit bit by bit, before you know, you come up with a good looking website. You understand? So so let me just recap. I said for today's class, there are two ways of making your web page, or to make a piece of text on your web page to be in italicized format, that is to be in italics. Either you are using the I tag, which I already explained before, or you are using the emphasis tag. So emphasis is the recent one, and it's telling your web browser to place emphasis on this particular text. You could apply the emphasis tag to any part of text you want, but I'm just showing you how it is being applied. And I also said the emphasis tag, it is not a self-enclosing tag, meaning it has an opening tag here, this EM here, and also has a closing tag here. And also I said to make your text bold. You know, in Microsoft Office, if you want to make your text bold, that you align the text and click on the bold menu or the bold button, or you Control B. But to do that in a web page or in web development, not like Control B, you have to enclose the text in a strong tag. There is a strong element which has an opening and a closing tag. And I said the recent and the newer method of doing it is using the strong tag. Why other method of doing it include using the B tag. So for the sake of consistency, just make sure you are up to date and you are using the newer method. Just know that anytime I'm teaching you in web development, if for those that are in web development or data science, I will always teach you the current and the recent method of doing it. I'm not teaching you what they've in fact, they are no longer using 4 or 5 years ago. You are learning strictly HTML5, which is the recent version, and CSS3. So as time goes, depending on the pace, if possible, we are going to go deeper. So no matter how far we've gone by the end of the 300 days, these are just foundations for you. So it's not left for you to build on it and don't stop learning. And then so I'm laying the foundation for you guys so that you have something to work on and you have something to build on. So when you after this class, make sure you practice everything I've taught you guys today. Then our next class, I'm going to be teaching you guys HTML lists, how to add a list to your web page. So just to give you an hint. And also, if you've not started the free code camp, if you've not created an account, please make sure you create an account. Some persons here have actually messaged me privately, and some persons have even finished even the section I didn't tell them to do. Yes, they finished the whole of HTML and HTML5, and some are about to start the CSS3 part. This is not a competition. I'm not telling you this so that you feel left behind. Why I'm telling you this so that you'll be motivated and you also know that you are not alone in this journey, and there are other persons that are equally learning, and also just to motivate you and make sure you take the learning little by little and bit by bit. Yes. So for those that have sent me message privately on WhatsApp and I've saved your number and you saved mine also, I also do a daily reminder so that when you see my WhatsApp status, you be reminded to work on yourself. So mine is just to teach you and to remind you. Then your own part is to, if possible, advance on what I've taught you and also to go deeper. I can't teach you for 5 hours in a day or 10 hours in a day. I'm just here to lay the foundation and to teach you what you need to know. So it's not left for you to build on it. So make sure if you've not created an account on Free Code Camp website, make sure you create an account and also start the class, start the section, and also start the learning material and the learning resources that is available on the Free Code Camp, and start with the HTML part. But if you know you're an advanced user, you could skip the HTML or just do whatever you want, but make sure you learn. The goal for this 300 days of code is to make sure that you have a consistent habit of learning 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day. If you can do it for 30 days at a stretch, back to back, non-stop, you find it easier for you to pick up your laptop and start learning. I'm just trying to build a habit for you guys and also to motivate you to learn. So that will be all for so that will be all for today's class. Um, I will meet you guys now. So just in case you have any question, please do well to do well to unmute yourself and ask me the question. So I'll meet you guys now, please. If you have any question, unmute yourself and ask me based on what I've taught today. So please unmute yourself and ask me a question based on what I've taught today. So I'll call on somebody. Okay. Benny, please unmute yourself. Are you there with us? If you are there, please unmute yourself and no worry, I won't ask you a question. Just tell me what you learned today and if you're having any difficulty so that we can guide you on that. Please speak up. I can't hear you. It's like you're hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. So do you have a question?
No, I don't.
Okay. So so far, how has the learning been for you?
Oh, well, it has been good because like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, so it's okay. It's not tedious.
Okay. So is there any contribution you want to make based on today's class? Or
Not really, unless you have questions for me.
oh, I don't want to ask anybody questions today. So, but by the way, have you created an account of Free Code Camp?
Yes, sir.
So have you started the HTML part?
Yes, I start at delete.
You stopped at where?
Delete. How to delete.
Okay,
medium.
okay. So make sure you keep up the pace, and if there's anything you don't understand, always make sure you rewatch the video so that you can clarify on it. So happy learning. That will be all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. So is there any other person that have any question or contribution? Let me call on somebody. Oramu Steven, please unmute yourself. Oramu Steven.
I can hear you.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm good. So how's the learning been for you so far?
It's been good. It's been good. Following up and keeping up.
Okay, so what about the Free Code Camp? Or have you started working on it?
Yeah, got into the delete comment part.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So keep up the good work and don't forget 30 to 1 hour every day. Little in 10 days, that's 10 hours. So 10 hours worth of knowledge. So always make sure that every day you are consistent with learning, and always make sure that you learn something every new day. So that will be all. So thank you. So is there another person that have a question? I saw Nonso was raising. Okay, so Mr. Nonso, please unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So do you have a question based on what we've learned so far?
Yeah, I have a question based on the tax
Okay.
ahead. You're talking about
Okay.
the CV stuff. Something like I don't understand how the stuff you posted. Like I think most of them, yeah, exactly. Most
All
of
right.
them is like they shifted the text to one corner.
Yes, I said before we do that, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to build it. But most of the styling, the paragraph, and the making the text bold, then the header and the rest, I've taught you guys that. So I said before you do that, and it's not now, it will be by end of the week. I didn't say I'm giving it, but if you can attempt it now after the class, feel free. But I'm just giving you an hint on what you guys will be doing by the end of this week. So you still have like 2 more classes left, right? Today is the first class, Monday, then you have
Yeah.
Wednesday and Friday. So that will be weekend assignment or weekend work, whatever you want to call it, you understand? So I'm just giving you guys a hint on what you are going to do. You understand?
Because I thought about attempting before, so I was kind of confused on that part.
Feel free, you can
To
attempt it,
shift.
just attempt it. Then when I teach you what you need to know, then you can now complete it. For this, I'll show you how to add an image to your web page. This is a picture here, but modern CV or resume, you don't require your image, but different persons, different way of doing things. But just for the purpose of recreating this CV or this resume, you can add the image to it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm also having. Okay. Well, we'll get there, sure.
Yeah. So do you have any contribution, or is there anything new you want to teach us today based on what you've learned?
No.
Which one is no? We are all learning now. You could teach me as well.
No. I'm not reached to that level.
You don't have to be an expert for you to start teaching.
well, in this case, I'm just an amateur.
Don't worry. As time goes on and with time, you become more better and proficient. Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
no problem. So one more question before we round up to this class. Is there any other person that have any question to ask? Please, if you have a question, say it. All right, so assume no other questions. So see you guys on Wednesday, and don't forget to practice all I've taught you and keep working on yourself. So see you guys on Wednesday. Bye-bye.